Hi, Lucas. Oh, Lamb. You surprised me. How can I help you? I flashed him a smile, one that he returned anxiously. Oh, nothing. It's just that I wanted to talk to you now that you are a part of the team. His friends laughed once again. Lamb sent them a look and they finally walked off. There's such a pain in the ass. He rolled his eyes with a smirk. Anyways, I was meaning to talk to you yesterday, but I forgot to ask for your number. I was wondering if you'd like to go grab a bite this weekend. Oh, Derrick mentioned something like that. Something like a team tradition, right? Where the new guy has to invite dinner to the rest of the team, if I'm not mistaken. He told me we'd go tomorrow after practice. Lamb found, but it went as fast as it came. We don't have practice on Mondays or Fridays, well, except for this week, since it's an exception for the tryouts. We also have a homecoming party tomorrow, so I don't know if there'll be practice. You must have noticed the questioning look on my face. The first Friday of the school year, everyone on sports club is invited to a homecoming party. It's held by one of the rich kids from the football group. It gets a bit too wild for me, so I don't know if I'll go. Oh. I'm surprised Derrick didn't tell you. He really gets a turn on for these kinds of things. Don't hold it against him. He is a very forgetful person. I caught a very slight tone of annoyance when he mentioned the canine. Now that I think about it, it doesn't strike me as Derrick's biggest fan. Rare parties are also not really my cup of tea, to be honest. But I'll probably go if the whole team is going. Lamb smiled like that, an innocent beam that showed his pearly fangs perfectly. They were surprisingly intimidating. Anyways, practice should be starting soon, right? It's best if we get going. I'll catch up with you. I have to go to the bathroom. Right. See you in a bit? Of course. Lau nodded and walked down the stairs into the first floor. I went to the bathroom as I processed Lamb's words. A party that I'm invited to? That's the first. Where am I going today? Do I go to the club from yesterday or try a new one? I'll stay with the basketball team. I guess it's decided then. I'll go to the basketball team once again. I arrived at a gym entrance where I saw the same three guys from the previous day standing near the hoop on the border of the bleachers. Adam was talking with a smile on his face while both Lamb and Derrick were staring at him with questioning looks. Dude, I'm telling you, tomorrow's party is going to be so big. The guy not only has a pool but also a jacuzzi. With the shit going on in the news, I don't think it's going to get that stat. He said the exact same thing last year. Do I remind you how that went? No, you don't. He frowned, disgusted. Don't be so picky, there's free booze. What else could you want? As they kept talking, I started walking toward the very edge of the bleachers, where there was a free space for me to sit, right beside Lamb. All three males noticed me, giving me a tiny wave without halting their conversation. I just hope that it's a seniors only party. I fucking hate freshmen. Let them be. You were a freshman once too. Derrick and Adam started debating about how lame freshmen were, while Lamb scooted over closer to me. You excited for the ball? Not particularly, if I'm being honest. Me neither. His smile widened. So we kinda have to go make an appearance with the rest of the teams. He sighed. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but since both Adam and Derrick are really social, they tend to divert their attention away from me. He shrugged his shoulders. If I end up going, I'll stick near you then. I don't exactly handle crowds really well. Lamb bashfully looked away. If you want, we can go hang around a little, and if it gets too boring, we could dip. I know I don't want to be there all night long. As soon as some people see me there, I'm bailing the fuck out. I was snorting. Sounds like a solid plan. Well, let's say we dip. Where we would go. Lamb side hugged me, huddling his face close to mine. We'd go to a 24/7 burger place. He broke the hood with a confident smile, as if he had just revealed the biggest, coolest secret on earth. Classy. You know it. Ahem. We turned to look at the pair, subconsciously pulling more space between us. I took around, saw Lam tense up. We interrupting something? Adam had a cocky smile on his face. When I looked over to Lamb's embarrassed face, I decided to take the initiative. Not really. He was just telling me about a burger place. I saw Lamb squint his eyes, wincing, just as Adam's smile grew. Oh ho ho, really now? He was talking about Benny's. He elbowed Derrick with a shit-eating smile, while the canine was staring at us with a small smile on his face. The smile looked a bit forced, though. All right. We can make plans for going to Benny's later. For now, we have training to do. You get any news from Viv? Yep, she messaged me in the morning. She can't be with us today, so I'll take over. Did she now? What will I gain from lying? Adam raised his hands defensively. Anyways, I thought we could go to the park near the front gate to practice. Adam and Lamb tried to hide their grimaces. God, y'all so cheery. He rolled his eyes. Dude, every time we go, people end up staring at us. I don't want to. I second that motion. Adam and Lamb turned to look at me expectantly. At the same time, Derrick looked at me with puppy eyes, begging me to support his idea. Derrick's puppy face was enough to make me feel inclined to choose him. Also, going to the park, that doesn't sound bad at all. Sorry, but I think I'm with Derrick on this one. Why not go to the park? It sounds fun enough. The Tigers groaned. That means we're tied in votes. Yeah, you're the captain, so your vote counts for like 5 people. Adam frowned. Huh? So you do learn. Now, noticing Derrick's slightly aggressive response, frowned as well. While Derrick doesn't exactly look pissed, he's giving off a vibe of passive aggressiveness. Grab your things, we're going to the park. No, I'm probably looking too into it. He doesn't strike me as someone that petty. Adam scoffed once more, just before forcing a tiny smile on his face. It's impossible to win against you. With that, Adam and Lamb went to the other side of the bleachers where their backpacks were, leaving me alone with Derrick. Derrick reached for his backpack, grabbing it with one quick scoop. Where did it go? He glanced at the backpack hanging on my shoulders. Sir, yes, sir. He blushed slightly. Alright, let's get going. What about them? Adam and Lamb were both looking at their phones on the other side of the gym. Derrick shook his head with a small smirk on his face. They're going to stall for like 10 more minutes. Let's just get going so we don't lose any more time. I glanced at the bleachers once more. The Tigers were looking at their phones with disinterested looks. Alright then, let's get going. Derrick led me out of the team. The walk to the park was filled with comfortable small talk. I still, but I still felt like Derrick was a bit pissed with the Tigers' behavior. Still, it was barely noticeable, so I decided to not push the subject. Soon enough, we were at a beautiful park, one filled with trees and many different types of birds. It felt nice. So, you mentioned the other day that you practice other sports, right? Hmm? What made you choose basketball? Well, I don't exactly know, to be honest. The sport itself is not the most complex thing in the world, if you really think about it. But I felt like I was meant to play basketball. It feels right. Derek bashfully looked away. I've always loved team sports too, feeling like a part of something. I like to depend on people and for them to depend on me as we push ourselves forward. You can't win a game alone. You can't lose a game by yourself either. It's a nice concept if you really think about it. He shrugged his shoulders. What about you? What made you join the club? To be honest, I kinda joined the club because you were pretty kind to me on Monday. Derek looked at me with a surprised smile as his cheeks reddened. Yet he kept quiet, giving me the space to continue. I kinda had this really embarrassing goal. When I saw you, I thought I could accomplish that goal, you know? It was now time for my cheeks to taint up. Way to sound cool. What sort of goal are you talking about? Oh, it's not really something I share a lot. Why would I share with anyone that I haven't had friends for almost 2 years? Ah, come on. You said I was the reason. Now you gotta tell me. You side-hunting me. I promise I won't judge that much. He winked playfully. It's just that I haven't had that many friends in quite some time now, and I thought you were cool. Oh, well, thank you. Well, Lamb and Adam seem to like you as well, so you can count on three of us. Speaking of, I was surprised at how much you're hitting it off with Lamb. But what makes you say that? I guess you wouldn't know, but Lamb is really introverted. He usually takes way more time to warm up to someone. And not only that, but he was all smiley and charming with you. He smirked. It's good to see him get out of his cell. He scratched his nape. I mean, it's not that I want to discredit your awesomeness, but then he mentioned that he was friends with your brother or something. Oh yeah, he told me that he met him at a party or something like that. Then who would have guessed that Lamb had more than 3 friends? He brought out a laugh. Well, if your brother's like you, then I can imagine why they got along. Derek bumped his shoulders into mine lightly. Oh no, another like that guy. Thank fucking God, by the way. What's with that expression? Oh, nothing. It's just that we're actually kind of complete opposites. Now that I think about it, he has a really short fuse. He's pretty blunt and knows how to charm his way out of almost everything. While I consider myself kind of a person, I don't manipulate people to get what I want. I keep people's feelings in mind when I want to say something. The scoff escaped me. The guy was a fucking asshole. There was this one time on Valentine's Day when he burned the only letter he got to a crisp right in front of the girl. Poor girl looked ready to cry her eyes out. Wait, really? That's not even the worst one. God, where did I start? First of all, he vandalized the entrance of a graveyard. Cause the guard was mean to us when we went to Dad's grave. He stole money from a freshman cause he forgot to bring his lunch with him. But I did force him to give it back the next day. He always ate the vanilla and the Neapolitan ice cream even though he knew it was my favorite. He wasn't even an asshole, he was just petty. I let myself ramble passionately about a subject that is completely impossible for me to bring out at home. Derek gave me an occasional comment here and there, giving small smiles and laughs as encouragement as I let myself loose. It was incredibly refreshing to let these thoughts finally escape my mind. I didn't feel the need to replay them over and over in my head anymore. I felt ready to let go. Ready to let go. Huh. Who could have seen that coming? Today's such a beautiful day. Derrick snickered. Indeed it is. Derrick took his phone out of his pocket, dialed something on it before putting it on his ear. Yo, when are you coming? We've been running circles around the park for like 20 minutes. I've heard Adam's voice, but was unable to make out the words due to the sound quality of the phone. But be here in 5, while I'm telling Viv. Derrick finished the call and placed his state-of-the-art phone in his pocket. I think that was the latest Peer phone in the market. Now that I think about it, his clothes are all from pretty fancy brands, even though his clothes are for exercising. The fabric on his shirt looked smooth as it hid his muscles in a way that made them pop out more. His shorts have the logo of the Sig brand. And his wristband, well, that looks completely average, to be honest. Am I interrupting something? He noticed me staring, but decided to remark on it mockingly rather than disgustingly. Just lost in thoughts. You just happened to be on the way. What a coincidence. You decided to doze off right when you were looking at my abs. Don't flatter yourself. I stuck out my tongue. There they are. I heard Adam's voice from behind us. They quickly caught up to us, walking by our side. What took so long? Nothing important. Adam snickered. Well, it doesn't matter. You're here now. We can finally start to work out. Adam groaned while Lamb just looked defeated. Let's just do some laps and then we start our drills. Sounds good? I probably should have insisted on staying at the gym now that I think about it. Dude, I'm starting to think it was not the greatest idea to join this team. Tell me about it. We were currently laying under a tree, the only place that was hidden from the sun. God, man, why is Derrick so adamant to keep training until we can't feel our legs? Pun intended, by the way. Shut up. I think I'm gonna go for an extra set. Derrick shouted from the floor, where he had been holding a plank for the last 5 minutes. This guy is not real. How does he have such good stamina? Man, remember what I told you the other day about Derrick not getting tired and me feeling angry about it? Adam chuckled. Is it happening again? Yep. I'm pretty sure he must have ADHD or a superpower to make him so zestful. You know I can still hear you, right? How's your voice not trembling? How's your body not trembling? Derrick laughed. How can you laugh? Dude, like, okay, sure, you're kind of annoying sometimes, but sometimes I mean often. And the struggle to talk as he lay face down to the floor, making it hard for the rest of us to understand. It's actually making me hate you watching you. Just fuck you. Lamb and I chuckled as Adam decided to turn around and cuddle a log. That's not a nice thing to say. You're still being with energy is not nice. He said it with his eyes closed. Holding a plank is not that hard. Most of it is just learning how to breathe properly. Just talking takes effort. Don't ask me anything until the alarm I set goes off, okay? How much longer will you be holding the plank? Like 10 minutes or something like that. No comment. Adam, I forgot to tell you earlier, but my brother's picking me up so you don't have to drive me today. After maybe 5 seconds, I used the last of my strength to propel myself upwards. Now, instead of laying in the grass, I was seated leaning against the tree. With better vision, I was able to see that my suspicion was correct and Adam had passed out, taking a nap like 3 minutes away from Lamb. Lamb, who also questioned the silence of the typically loud male, scooted closer to me so the male could rest. How long was our training today? Lamb reached into Adam's pocket, grabbed his phone, and saw what was displaying on it before putting it back. Guess he also left his phone in his backpack. Almost 3.5 hours. Wow, no wonder he's like that. I pointed to a sleeping male. It's his fault. He didn't exercise at all on summer break, so his conditions in his cheeks. Shouldn't we take him to the infirmary or something? The school nurse leaves at 3, so even if we wanted to take him there, we couldn't. He yawned. So we just wait until he wakes up? I think Lamb nodded, but since my vision was slightly blurry, it was hard to tell. Approximately 5 minutes passed. Adam's snoring filled the air along with Derrick's huffs. You said you were friends with my brother, right? Lamb immediately perked up, completely opening his eyes as his posture straightened. I think he said something about meeting him in a party or something like that. I was surprised that I was the one who brought the subject out in the open. Still, Lamb wanted to ask me earlier, so yeah, why not? Yeah, it's just that every single party I went to, I always saw that guy getting wasted and having someone come get him. That's why I recognized you when you first came in on Tuesday. I think I saw you like maybe 10 times in just one semester, all from picking that guy up. I chuckled. How many times have I done that? God, that brings out memories. I specifically remember one time he got his set beat out by a college student and I had to go pick his drunk ass home. I mean, I wasn't doing anything interesting, but still. He was in a serious mood because of it for like a month. Wait, was that on St. Lawrence Boulevard? Just by the casino? I think so, yeah. I was there. That was one to remember. I wish I had gotten there sooner, so I could have seen him get his ass beat. To help him avoid the conflict, right? Lamb looked at me, giving me a knowing, playful look. I stuck my tongue out in response. I also remember that time, specifically since that was the very last party he went to before the accident. So you said he was in Europe on a scholarship. My brother passed away some time ago. Lamb peeled his eyes, just as his eyes darted sideways to avoid my gaze. I need to work on my poker face badly. Sorry, I can get a bit too personal when I'm meeting someone. Don't worry, it doesn't bother me that much. He passed away maybe 2 years ago. It's been some time. Still, I'm usually really closed about my private life, so I hope you understand that if I don't talk much about it, especially about him. Of course. I'm so sorry again. Don't be. I saw him looking at the ground a bit sane. I guess it's kind of weird telling someone you met not even a week ago that your brother, who they knew, is dead. But if you're really, really sorry, then we could go to that burger place you mentioned earlier. I haven't told you, but I'm a pretty big fan of cheeseburgers. Might as well try to save the conversation. Lamb still looked awkward, guiltily, avoiding my gaze. Sorry for ruining the mood. No, don't apologize. It took me by surprise. He cleared his throat. But yeah, let's just go to the party tomorrow. When it gets boring, let's go grab some grub. He gave me a toothy grin. None. Derrick jumped up and took a deep breath. I had forgotten he was here, to be honest. After maybe 10 seconds of standing still, Derrick started some stretching exercises afterwards. I think I really overdid it now. No shit, you were going at it for almost 4 hours. With breaks. Not enough of them. Derrick frowned. Still, I think I might need to change our regimen if you're all this tired. I mean, if this is our maximum, then we'll have no chance of winning a classification. Classification is difficult to explain. You know, the NBL. I mean, not actively, but I do know of it. You basically play a ton of matches in official state tourneys, and the top teams are invited to playoffs, where they play single elimination brackets until one team is crowned as the winner of the season. If you're in the, if you're a middle of the pack team like us, you get invited to another event where you play a round robin with all the other middle teams to see which one gets into the playoffs. Since there are no rankings, since this is a new school year and all, that means two things for us. First of all, the next tourney, aka the Fall Fest tourney, will determine the rankings and seeding for the rest of the year, and so we need to be prepared. Derrick walked over to Adam and gently shook him. When the male tried to ignore him to continue napping, Derrick forced him to his feet. If we manage to finish top 4 in the Fall Fest tourney, we have this entire year free of stress. Adam, who just started following the conversation, frowned when he realized what the subject was. Well, I think that we have absolutely no chance of winning the Fall Fest. Adam winced as he clutched his stomach. Why don't we just take it slightly easier and prepare to win the fest? Derrick tried to intervene, but every time he opened his mouth, Adam started groaning as he kept rubbing his muscles. Can't blame him. I will Adam on this one, dear. He scratched his nape. This regimen is not healthy, and frankly, I'd rather die than do today's training again. Derrick raised a brow. Well, you seem to forget that as your captain, Derrick, we're absolutely exhausted. Why don't we put this conversation on hold until we have some rest on us, okay? Adam leaned over to Lamb and I, extending us a hand so that we could prepare ourselves upward. I followed Lamb's example and used the strength of Adam's arm to avoid putting pressure on my legs. My poor legs hurt so fucking much. That doesn't change the fact that our condition is humiliating. We need to improve. Derrick, I know you're competitive. I know you want to improve, but look at us. Lucas can't stand. I can't feel my shoulders, and Adam passed out for like 20 minutes. Derrick pouted. Well, I told you to stay in shape over summer break. It's your fault for not listening to me. Derrick, Lucas wasn't even in the fucking team. Derrick sighed, a reflective, calm gaze on his features. I'll ask Viv. I'm just doing what she asked of me. To be a good leader means to be assertive, dear. This is the complete opposite of assertive. He made circle motions with his hands. This is torture. Before anyone else could interject again, the sound of a phone notification rang through the air. It belonged to Lamb, who pulled his phone out of his pocket to look at the notification. He frowned. Mariah is waiting for me at school. You coming? Adam nodded. We're going to the west gate. It's closer to the freeway. Okay. Viv asked me to close the gym, so I'm going to the front gate. I'll go with you. My house is in that direction. I'll have a talk with Viv. I agree on some of your points. But then, you and I will have a talk. He pointed to Adam with his finger. Adam glared, but shrugged his shoulders. So that means I'll see you two tomorrow. Sure. Adam started walking away without saying a word. Bye, Lucas. Bye-bye. I waved back as Lamb caught up to him. Guess it's just us now, huh? Looks like it. I was too tired to try and mirror his smile. God, you look like shit. He let out a chuckle. Tell you what, I'll give you a ride home as an apology for overworking you. Lamb and Adam had no excuse since they had to stay in shape over the break. But you're just doing it. So yeah, sorry for overworking you. It's fine, at least it's healthy for me. I let out a dry chuckle that ended up making me stumble a bit, my abs demanding me to let them rest. We got out of the park after maybe 10 minutes of walking. I kept apologizing to Derrick, considering that I was going at a solid mile per hour, but he looked to be having the time of his life, watching, just watching me walk as if I had been rolled by a car. How far away are we from the school? Like maybe 2 minutes. Good. Well, are you excited for tomorrow? Oh right, exhausting. Well, I can tell you that I'm really excited for tomorrow's party. We usually have a contest with the team to see who can drink more. Lewis is usually the winner. Who was that again? Oh yeah, the press coyote. No worry. Rules are that the winner has to make sure that the rest of the now drunk teammates get home safely. Derrick must have confused my fatigue with incredulity. There are times when we have this competition between the school teams. Last year, the fucking dodgeball team won. Oh, remember Nico, the cat who's in our class? Kinda sort, a bit mean. I nodded. That guy can't get drunk, I swear on my life. He was drinking so much that he had, like, 20 bathroom breaks within the contest. He ended up puking all over a cheerleader who coincidentally is the girlfriend of the guy who lends his place, so I don't think we're gonna see him tomorrow, meaning that we have a chance to win it all. They would continue talking as we finally got inside the school. I didn't want to ruin the mood, considering he was all smiley and happy, but I felt ready to pass out. God, I'm drenched in sweat. Lucas, would you mind waiting 10 more minutes? Don't know what the rest of that say. My head's too tight. Wait, my head's too light. I'll be laying over here. I lay down on the bleachers, resting my elbow right by my eyes, covering the sun from my view. I'm pretty sure Derrick said something but I was too out of it to understand it. I woke up with a halt, my body completely drenched in sweat, while my entire body kept aching from earlier. What, how, where? I ignored the pain, quickly sat up. What's happening? Derrick must be taking a shower, but it's almost night outside. He couldn't still be showering, could he? I put my phone out of my pocket. 6:50 p.m. Did I only sleep for 10 minutes? Well, that explains why I still feel like shit. They were offered to take me home, right? Yeah, I think he did. I walked to the locker room without giving it much thought. Derrick, are you still here? Derrick? Look, is that you? I'm at the back. The sound of falling water combined with the echo of the room made it hard for me to discern what he was saying. Still, I was able to catch at the back. I just wanted to go home and sleep the pain away. Derrick, are you still? I saw a glimpse of his body as I walked deeper into the room. Then when I remembered that he was showering. People shower naked. Lucas, come here. I can't hear you properly. I wasn't saying anything. What? Fuck it, damn it. My tiredness quickly dissipated as I felt the adrenaline rush through me. Okay, this is normal job behavior. I gotta have to shower next to him in the future, so this is normal. 100% normal. There you are. Got impatient? Hi. You okay? I took a nap. Have you been showering for 20 minutes? Nah, Viv gave me a call right after you lay down since she hit. Derrick kept scrubbing his body as he talked to me. I struggled to understand what he was saying since my mind was having unholy thoughts. Many, many unholy thoughts. But there was one normal thought that stuck out to me. Why are you wearing underwear? I blurted out, ignoring proper manners. Derrick raised a cocky smile. Why are you looking over here? I wasn't. It's just that the red stands out, that's all. He rolled his eyes. I'm joking. It's just that, we're not allowed to be naked in the shower room anymore. Must avoid assumptions. How so? Long story. He looked away, embarrassed. Still, how would the coach or the principal know you're naked if the shower rooms is for students only? Good point. I guess I made a habit out of it. Nothing special. He blushed. Adam is actually the only one who doesn't use these things. He stuck his thumb into the tight fabric, tugging it slightly just before letting go. The boxes made a loud sound as they hit his skin. This sits too tight. Okay, that's all I can handle. I'm going outside. Is little Lucas embarrassed? Bye. I'll wait for you outside. I scrambled out of there as fast as I could. He has a really well-defined body. I need to get a better grip of myself. I readjusted my pants and sat near the exit. After maybe 5 minutes, Derrick came out of the bathroom looking refreshed. Alright, I'm here. Derrick and I made small conversation as he drove me home, completely ignoring the fact that I saw 95% of his body. With my crippling fatigue, it was hard to be entertaining. But Derrick, understanding, and decided to do the talking. And after he dropped me off, I ordered takeout for the twins and I, since I still ain't moving another muscle for the day. After eating, taking a shower during my homework, I laid down in my bed, where I fell asleep almost instantly, completely and utterly devastated. Day 4 in. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the fifth, technically sixth build of journal. Sorry for all the delays. Life's been pretty hectic for me. Hope you enjoyed the update, though. Before you go, I have 3 things to announce. You heard that right, 3 announcements. The first one is pretty brief. Thank you, patrons, for the continued support. Appreciate it a lot. For the second announcement, the announcement is that I, the creator of the game, need your help. And before you get scared, I'm not going to beg you for money, so don't worry. On NGO, in every single game page, there's this little part at the right top corner of the screen that says related games. Usually what it does is that when you go to that section, the page recommends you similar games. The only catch is that 99% of the time it won't recommend a visual novel with few reviews, making it hard for small visual novels like mine to grow. While it is highly unprofessional, I feel kind of dirty doing this. I ask of you that if you like my game or just want to do an act of goodwill, I'd really appreciate it if you were to leave a review in the game. I'm really passionate about this story and would love if more people were to find it. We're currently at 95 reviews, and well, let's see how high we can raise that number. Here are some links in case you're interested. Right here. But hey, that's not all. There's still one last announcement that you may have read on the latest devlog when downloading this update. I'm currently looking to hire people to work at the game, from artists to programmers to writers to editors to musicians. This will hopefully improve the update schedule and my mental health. And so this is the link for the application form in case you're interested. Best of luck and thanks for playing. This is a work of fiction. Our resemblance to reality is purely coincidental. Okay, so that's all for Derrick. So there's obviously a lot of tension between Derrick and Adam and how they do their workouts and how they train. I think Derrick's a little too hard on them, but I think the reason why because he's more. He certainly has more. I don't know what the word for it, but he's certainly doesn't get tired that much. Like he can do a whole lot of activity and exercising and still not really get tired all that much. While for most people, the amount of stuff he does, they get tired after a while. So he may still do a whole lot of exercising and still want to keep going, but everybody else who does the same amount of exercise that he does, they get very tired or they faint like Adam did. So he certainly does not get tired easily. I mean, he can go ahead and keep going way longer than most people do. And Lucas seemed to agree with both Adam and Lamb that they should take breaks. And that Derrick is being a little too hard. But Derrick said that they had no excuse because he said that both Adam and Lamb had no excuse because they were supposed to work out throughout the summer break. Well, I don't know. Even they did work out throughout the summer break. I mean, that doesn't mean you can just work them too hard. I mean, even they did work throughout the summer break, they still get some breaks. And the clothes, the athletic gear he was wearing seemed high end. I mean, they look very. I mean, Lucas mentioned that the athletic gear that Derrick had on looked expensive, and he has his own car. So while Lucas has to walk home, so I think his family his family's more well off than a lot of people. But again, if you watched Zach's route with Amy, she mentions that the government, for the most part, is controlled by tigers, and that there are a lot of disappearances going on that they don't seem to care about. And that most of the disappearances are obscure species or non-felines or canines, I guess. So, I don't know. I guess they don't care. Now, the twins, I mean, they're not related to each other, but the twins, Adam and Lamb, both of them are tigers. And like Amy mentioned, most of the people who run the government are tigers, so they might. I don't want to assume that it's because tigers are the main ones running the government that means that the twins are well off too, but I'm just wondering, could they possibly may have a higher standard of living since they are tigers also? I mean, they are part of the species that controls much of everything, really. So maybe they have it better than Lucas also. I mean, Derrick is a dog, so I think felines in this world, I think felines and to a lesser extent canines have it better than other animals. So that's what I think. So it seems like Adam is a more outspoken one, while Lamb is a more quiet and he's a more quiet one, not particularly friendly or wanting to be social. So that's a big difference between the two. So I really enjoyed Derrick's route, and he's very optimistic. He's very dedicated to what he's trying to do, and he's very healthy. He looks very good, and he can go about training and exercising almost forever, while most people just can't go at the rate he does. I mean, he does have a great work ethic. Derrick does. Now, towards the end, he did mention that Nico is kind of mean. So, I think when getting Nico's route, I think once I finish Nico, I guess I'll say that Derrick's the nice one. Nico's not exactly the mean type, but more like the snarky type. I mean, make a little mean, but not really cold and mean, but just kind of snarky. And Jack is kind of like the really mean one, the quiet mean one. Just don't want anybody to bother him because he got physical with Lucas. So I think next month I'll try to do Nico's route. If not, then definitely in January. So, thank y'all very much for watching. Goodbye.